Hi, this is Ken Woolsey again, your home inspector, or home doctor, I guess you would say, home inspector from Home Inspections by Ken Incorporated here in beautiful Central California. The reason why I'm coming on real quick, it didn't take long. I've already received a response from one of you. Didn't get a video, didn't get pictures, but I did get a question from Dan in Salt Lake, Utah. Dan says, Ken, what can I do? Sorry, there it is. What can I do to reduce my insurance on my home? I assume he means costs. Dan, that's a great question. The answer is you can do a lot. Insurance companies, I'm just trying to get rid of this stuff here. There we go. Bear with me 1 second. Hi, this is Ken Woolsey again, Home Inspections by Ken. Beautiful Central Coast, California, talking to you today. Hey, the reason why I'm coming back on again, I just received an email relatively quickly from Dan in Salt Lake, Utah. He didn't send a picture, but he did send a question. So let's go over that real quick. I'm going to go ahead and shrink this a little bit so you can see me. There we go. Hi, Dan. Dan's question is, Ken, what can I do to lower my home insurance costs? I'm kind of summarizing what he said. Dan, that's a great question. You heard me on the end of the last show saying, hey, I'll give you ideas how to do it, and guess what? You're already asking me. Dan, that's a great question. As an insurance inspector for the insurance agency, I've learned a lot about what insurance companies want and don't want. First of all, let's go over it. What is home insurance? Home insurance, in essence, is, Vinny, if you would, holding his hand out saying, give me money and you'll be insured. We'll protect you. And what that means is this. We give him for every $100, so we give them $60, $70, whatever it is, they hold for us or to pay out. It could be a catastrophe. It could be just a fire. It could be a busted pipe in your house. Who knows? Insurance companies are in the gambling, if you would, industry. It's a gamble. It really is. You might not realize that, Dan, but insurance basically is taking bets that you won't file a claim, or you and others won't file a claim that amounts to as much as what they're bringing in, minus their profit margin. So they have a real vested interest in insurance companies to make sure, one, they don't pay out everything. They want to be as careful as possible, and two, that they do it in a responsible way. They send people like me out to inspect homes. A regular home inspection, as we learned before, now that's me going out on your behalf, looking for safety issues, for things that might cost you money, things that are wrong with the home, if you would. Again, it's a visual inspection, so it's not totally exhaustive. I'm not in the walls. I can't see things that aren't visible to me. If you've got boxes somewhere in front of a wall, I can't see that wall, Dan. That's the way it works. So home inspector, again, please make sure your houses are clean before I come out to see them. An insurance inspection is the complete opposite. Now I've got my insurance hat on. Now I'm out there for their vested interest. And first of all, let's go over some nomenclature. The insurance industry considers your house a risk. It's called a risk. We need you to inspect the risk. Now, risk to you and I means risk as in, danger. To the insurance company, it simply means possible liability. So, Ken, we want you to go out to the risk and inspect it for what? For hazards. Major and minor hazards. Now, a hazard, again, you remember the game Pitfall on Atari, he fell in the little, tar pit or whatever, he's dead. No, hazards to insurance companies are, you're going to laugh about this, to an insurance company, a hazard is anything they might have to pay for. So when we're looking for major or minor hazards, we're not talking about things like, you might get electrocuted or, something like that. We're looking at, they might sue the insurance industry, or worse yet, the insurance company might have to pay for something. So a major hazard to an insurance company, for instance, is a roof that might be curling, shingles that are curling up like we talked about, where water can get underneath and cause all kinds of damage. A hazard could be the kind of plumbing you have. It could be in perfect shape, but PB, polybutane plumbing, because it, has these pinhole leaks that occur and it can burst. It's not going to kill you, but to an insurance company, this is a big hazard because they're going to have to pay money for it. Electrically, if you would, something like, say, for instance, a stab lock electric panel, which is an electric panel that was made in the 70s and 80s, I think. They my understanding anyway is they fake their UL listing or their UL ratings or tests or whatever. The fact is they sometimes fail. The circuit breakers sometimes fail to pop. What causes a circuit breaker to pop? Well, anytime that you've got electricity going through a wire, you're going to conduct some heat. If you have a short, that heat can get greater to the point where the wire can no longer, the insulation can no longer contain it, in which case it goes outward, starts to a fire. Might burn a piece of wood, a piece of wood in your wall, for instance, a stud that the wire's going through, that type of thing. That's a major hazard to them, of course, again. So the kind of panel you have, the kind of plumbing you have, do you have, like we talked about galvanized pipe on the last show? Well, do you have galvanized pipe? That's a major hazard. It also could be something funny like a pool. Do you have a pool? Yeah. Well, do you have a gate that locks? No. Okay, that's a major hazard. So, Dan, to answer your question, what can you do to make your house safer? Well, first of all, let's go over some things they call hazards again. The list is long. If you have steps, over 4 steps to your home, and you don't have a rail, that's considered a major hazard by the insurance industry. You'll possibly pay more money. If you have a pit bull, a bull mastiff, a Rottweiler, German Shepherd, whatever, the quote dangerous breeds, a lot of times that could be a major hazard. Why? The dog might bite someone. Oh God, they're going to sue us. Insurance company has to pay. Remember, again, we're thinking insurance company now. We're not thinking you. We're thinking insurance company. Fido is a great dog. Cujo's a wonderful pet, never bitten anyone, but if he's the wrong breed, they're going to get you on it. A raised platform toy. What is that? Okay, a slide. A fort. Kid's fort. Anything that's over 4 feet off the ground. Platform over 4 feet off the ground, that's a major hazard. Junior might fall, or not Junior, but Junior's friend might fall, in which case the insurance company might have to pay for it. Cracks in your sidewalk, if they're over a 1/4 inch. Trip hazard, major. Again, it's a major problem to them, major hazard. Also, let's see, a drain pipe from your gutters that doesn't drain 6 feet away from your home is a major hazard to the insurance company. Why? Because all home inspectors want to see this. We want to see water. Like we talked about the roof on the last show, how a roof is meant to shed water away from the home if it's not a flat roof. Rather than being waterproof, it sheds water on higher pitch roofs, like your asphalt roofs, your tile roofs, and what have you. Same thing holds true. You've got gutters, great. But what about the drain spout? Where does that drain spout shoot water to? Does it shoot it 6 feet away from the home? If not, major hazard, could cause foundation issues, etc. Also, as well with that, talking about the drain pipes, what if you had gutters and you took them off? Major hazard. House was designed with gutters, you don't have them anymore, where's the water going? How are you getting the water away from the house? Major hazard. So those are the kinds of things we look for. Peeling paint on your siding is considered a minor hazard. Why? Because it exposes the siding to the elements. Dry rot will occur. Dry rot, major hazard. What others? A shed could be a major hazard, for instance, if the siding's bad or something like that. Trees or even bushes touching your siding of your house is a major hazard to some insurance companies, home insurance companies. Why? Because when a bush touches the siding, liquid can get behind it. Nice and easy. Water damage. Major hazard. So all those things and so many more. Cattle, chickens are major hazards sometimes. You name it. So, Dan, what you can do, first of all, make sure if you have 4 steps, get a rail. Any cracks, seal them, get them replaced. You understand what I'm saying? Your gutters, get a drain pipe extension. Those corrugated extensions at Home Depot or Lowe's or wherever you want to go. Make sure it goes 6 feet away from the house. Grading could be a major hazard. If the grading or the slope of the ground goes towards the foundation of your home. Can you see that? Like that. So here's the ground. Anyway, if it slants towards the home and water goes towards the home, that's an issue. If you can see through my hands, I'm Italian, I'm moving my hands a lot. That's a major issue. Those are things that you need to look for. Dan, those are things that will help you. I will tell you, inside the house, things like wood-burning stoves, major hazard. You need proper clearances on all sides. You need to be able to show the insurance company who inspected it, who installed it. You need to have that chimney cleaned every year. That's a major hazard as well. Any wood-burning appliance. Extension cords in the home. And multiple outlets, like the strips, the electric strips, are major hazards to an insurance company because they can overload the electrical. There are so many things, Dan. I wish I could tell you more, and we'll go over them in the future. But in general, if you want to save money on insurance, especially if you had someone like me come out and your insurance went up, do those fixes and then call the insurance company and say, hey, I'd like you to come back out and reevaluate. You'd be surprised how quickly they do. If you have a pool, by the way, diving boards, pool slides, major hazards. That you will pay more for that probably. If you have a pool, it must be fenced with a 4-foot fence with a self-closing, locking, latching gate. You can have a fence and not have a lock on it, and they would consider that a major hazard still, because little Johnny Jr. from across the street, when you're not home, might go for a swim and drown. And again, everything is about getting sued. So realize for the insurance companies, it's pretty simple. They don't want to pay. They would like to not pay. I shouldn't say it. They're all good people. But they want to mitigate the hazards. They don't want the risk. They would rather you have a perfect house. They'll tell you to paint it. They'll tell you when to put it on your roof. They'll tell you when you need new windows. They'll tell you put in new pipes. I've heard of a lot of insurance companies that literally refuse to give policies until you do those things. They give you a laundry list of repairs they want you to do before they'll insure it. In essence, they're investing in your home. They're almost like your home's owner. With that in mind, Dan, I'll also say inspectors sometimes have to come inside the house. I've had a lot of people say, well, wait a minute, what are you going inside my house? I've had this insurance company for 50 years. They never had me come in. They do now. Most all major carriers have us go at least outside. A lot of times, by the way, they don't even want you to know we're there. On exterior surveys where we don't have to go inside, literally, many companies don't want us calling you and letting you know we're coming, because they want to catch you doing the stuff that's bad. They want to catch the pit bull. They want to see the pool in the back without the lock, etc. And also, so you know, those inspections are all around your house. So many inspectors are going in your backyard as well. Now, by law, and they do need to knock on your door usually. That's usually the policy, at least knock and let you know that we're there. Now, by law, if you have a 6-foot fence and gate, it doesn't have to be locked, but if it's not see-through, not chain link, but board gate, wood gate, 6 feet and above is considered a privacy fence. And at that point, a lot of times the law states you're not allowed to go back there. Some states it's a little bit different, but that's one way to protect yourself as far as having people like me come into your yard when you're not expecting it, taking pictures and measurements of your home and trying to cite all the things wrong with it. So those are things I could give you, Dan, for now, and I appreciate your response. Shoot some responses back to me anytime. Everyone else would love to hear your response. Again, my name is Ken Woolsey with homeinspectionsbyken.com. I'm going to stretch that over for you again. There I am. My website, www.homeinspectionsbyken.com. Let's see, I can bring this up. There we go. And of course, you can email me, ken@homeinspectionsbyken.com. Please do email me. Send me pictures. Send me questions that you have with pictures. I'll try to determine what's going on with it. We usually don't internet doctors to give us physicals, but in this case, this is the best we have. So send me pictures, send me a detailed description of what you see in your home and questions that you have, and I'll try to answer as best as possible. And again, if you would please, like Dan did, on the bottom of that email, just go ahead and write, go ahead and use my pictures and my information. I won't give I'll just give a first name like I did Dan. I won't give phone numbers and all that good stuff. But if you don't mind, I love sharing the information. Information and knowledge does no good if you don't share it with others. Again, I'm Ken Woolsey, homeinspectionsbyken.com, here in beautiful central coast of California. Wishing you a good day.